Once upon a time, in the peaceful Andalusian countryside of Spain, there lived a young shepherd named Santiago. He had a simple life, traveling from pasture to pasture with his flock of sheep. Santiago found great comfort in his routine, but he also harbored a recurring dream that would change his life forever. In the dream, he was standing near the Egyptian pyramids where a child told him that there was a treasure buried beneath the sands. Santiago didn't think much of it at first, dismissing it as just a strange vision. However, the dream kept haunting him. Santiago didn't think much of it at first, dismissing it as just a strange vision. However, the dream kept haunting him. One evening, while resting in the fields with his sheep, Santiago met a fortune teller. She listened to his dream and told him it was a prophecy. The treasure was real, and it was meant for him to find. She encouraged him to travel to Egypt and seek it out, but only after he had paid her a portion of his earnings. Santiago, though unsure, felt a stirring in his heart that urged him to trust this strange omen. Santiago's journey began with an inner conflict. He had always been content with his life as a shepherd, but the dream had awakened something deeper inside him, a longing to pursue something greater. He had to choose between the comfort of his known life and the uncertainty of a grand adventure. After much contemplation, he decided to sell his sheep and embark on his quest. With a heavy heart, Santiago parted with his flock. He traveled to the city of Tangier in North Africa, where he believed the treasure was hidden. Upon arriving, Santiago was quickly deceived by a thief who took all of his money, leaving him penniless and stranded in a foreign land. But rather than give up, Santiago was determined not to return home defeated. He took a job with a crystal merchant to earn some money and continue his journey. The crystal merchant's shop was located on a busy street in Tangier, and the merchant, though old and somewhat reluctant to change, agreed to let Santiago work for him. The two spent their days polishing and selling crystals, and slowly they grew the business. Santiago, ever hopeful, suggested they display the crystals in a way that would attract more customers, but the merchant resisted. The merchant, though grateful for Santiago's help, was hesitant to embrace new idea. During their time together, Santiago learned an important lesson from the merchant. Many people live their lives stuck in routines because they are afraid to take risks. The merchant had once dreamed of traveling to Mecca, but he never pursued that dream, fearing it was too late for him. Santiago, on the other hand, was determined to continue on his quests, and with the money they earned from the shop, he eventually joined a caravan traveling across the desert. The journey through the desert to Egypt was long and dangerous. Santiago became friends with a mysterious Englishman in the caravan who was also on a quest for knowledge. The Englishman had studied alchemy and spoke of the legendary philosopher's stone, a substance that could turn any metal into gold. The two shared their thoughts about the future, and the Englishman explained that alchemy was the key to understanding the mysteries of the universe. Through their conversations, Santiago began to realize that his quest was not just for treasure, but also for wisdom and enlightenment. The desert itself became a place of spiritual awakening for Santiago. As he traveled deeper into the vast landscape, he began to understand the deeper meaning of his journey. Santiago reflected on the idea that all things are interconnected, and that by following his personal legend, the path meant for him by the universe, he would ultimately find his true purpose in life. The desert became more than just an obstacle to overcome. It became a symbol of the inner transformation for him. One day, the caravan reached a small oasis where Santiago had an encounter with a young woman named Fatima. Santiago was immediately struck by her beauty, and the two began to talk. Fatima was a woman of the desert, and she shared with Santiago her deep belief in the ways of the world. She told him that love was the most powerful force in life, and that true love would never hinder a person's pursuit of their dreams. Santiago realized that his love for her was real, but his quest for the treasure was his true calling, and it could not be ignored. Santiago's time at the oasis led him to encounter a man known as the Alchemist, a figure of great wisdom and power. The Alchemist had the ability to transform base metals into gold and understand the deepest secrets of the universe. When Santiago met him, the Alchemist saw the potential in the young shepherd and agreed to guide him on the final leg of his journey. However, the Alchemist's teachings were not just about alchemy in the physical sense, but about spiritual alchemy, transforming oneself into a more enlightened and wise being.
The alchemist told Santiago that in order to find the treasure, he must first learn to listen to the soul of the world, the universal force that connects all living things. Santiago was instructed to focus on his heart, trust his instincts, and have faith in the universe's support for those who pursue their true path. Santiago learned that the journey itself was the treasure. The lessons and wisdom he gained along the way were worth more than any material wealth he might find. Their travels through the desert were fraught with danger. The alchemist and Santiago were captured by tribal soldiers, but through courage and quick thinking, they managed to escape. In this critical moment, Santiago was forced to demonstrate his own growth. He realized that he had the power within him to shape his destiny, and that true alchemy was about mastering one's own spirit. Finally, they arrived at the pyramids in Egypt, where Santiago believed the treasure was hidden. But as he began to dig at the base of one pyramid, he was attacked by thieves. In a twist of fate, they forced him to reveal his secret, but when they left, they discovered that the real treasure was not buried there. Santiago was left with nothing but the realization that his journey had been his real treasure all along. Santiago then returned to the very place where he had started, his homeland in Andalusia. He dug beneath a tree near a well, and to his amazement, he uncovered a chest full of gold and jewels. The treasure had been right there, where he had started his journey, all along. In the end, Santiago's journey was not just about the material wealth he found, but about the wisdom and understanding he gained along the way. He learned to listen to his heart, trust the universe, and embrace his personal legend. The treasure was not just the gold he had discovered, but the person he had become, a person who understood the true value of dreams, love, and faith. Enjoyed this summary of The Alchemist? Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more insightful book summaries and stories. Stay tuned for more.